Anyone?
All right, Coach, just kind of talk about what you guys have been working on in practice and what did the kind of enhanced film study tell you about the Cal game?
Well, right now, obviously, our focus is on Colorado and getting ready for that game. And, looking at, they got a bunch of challenges. The nice thing is there's a lot of familiarity with Coach Lindgren. Having been there the last 5 years, it's an offense that he has brought with him here, and so we've seen it every day in practice. Colorado's a little further along in their progression. Obviously, they're in year 5 or 6 with that offensive system, whereas we're still building in year 1. But it's a lot of the same plays, a lot of the same concepts that we've seen in practice from spring ball to fall camp and stuff like that. So hopefully that familiarity helps us have a little more success.
How could that kind of familiarity help just with game plan prep and just being comfortable with the game plan you guys roll out there?
Yeah, well, it's seeing the same formations, it's seeing some of the same run plays and some of the same passing concepts. And so hopefully, that game day is not the first time you see it at that kind of full speed. And so we see some of those things in practice. And obviously this week it's been great for both sides of the ball to get some good on good work, because there are some similarities on offense and defense.
Did you see any improvements from the Cal game with you had the bye week? Did you see anything at all that you thought you were better at defensively?
Well, I think in some areas that we had some improvement with some of our coverage and then in some of our tackling situations. But it's we're in a trying to constant state of improvement. It's not going to happen in 1 week. One bye week isn't going to 2 or 3 practices. It's a cumulative effect of trying to continue to build skill and get those kinds of improvements. And it's not going to be 1 rep in practice. It's not going to be 1 day at practice. It's going to be a thing of over time in a long period of time to see the kind of improvement that's going to help us win games.
Coach Smith said on Monday that the only time kind of in that Cal game that he was a little maybe concerned about the Beavers' kind of lack of effort coming out was to start that second half. Do you or any people to put your finger on any reason as to why maybe the team didn't come out fired up defensively to start that second half?
No, and I agree with them. That was kind of the first drive this year that I thought our effort wasn't up to the level that we needed to be. Obviously, there's been times where we haven't made plays when we wanted to, but the effort was good. And that first drive out there, it was a little disheartening to see our effort and a lack of effort. And so I think we were able to rally the guys on the sideline after that and to get that corrected, and we didn't see that same kind of lack of effort the rest of the game, and the guys kept fighting through despite the score getting out of range. And so that's just it. We got to keep fighting and battling regardless of what the score is, and and know that every single rep matters, and you can't let the scoreboard dictate how we feel about our effort or how we're going to go out and perform out there.
Do you talk to the players about this being a process day by day?
Oh yeah. You told the story about the farmer who's plowing the field and finds a big rock out there, and he's got to clear it out, and so he goes out there with the sledgehammer and swings it 20 times a day to crack on the stone. And it's not the first swing, it's not the 20th swing, it's not the 100th swing. Okay, it's not the 500 swing. It might be the 1,000th swing before the thing finally cracks and you clear it out. Well, which swing was most important? It wasn't the first one. It wasn't the 100th. It was all of them. And so that's what it's going to be like for us. It's a process of building it, and we're trying to build skill out there and try to get better every single day. That doesn't happen, in 1 practice or 1 rep. It's over a long period of time, continuing to do the same things and trying to do it a little bit better each day.
Tim, pressure in the quarterback has been a recurring problem through the season. Is that a focus? Do you think that's something that the rest of the season you guys can improve on?
Well, the biggest thing, we got to get them to 3rd and long so we can pressure them. We haven't had a lot of 3rd and long situations. They come up a couple times in the game, and the film study that we did during the bye week generally was, the more we blitzed and the more we pressured and stuff like that, we gave up more big plays. And so it's a double-edged sword. And so if we were a little bit better playing bend but don't break is what our initial study said. Yes, we're not getting quite to the quarterback, but we also haven't given up quite as many big plays when we're playing bend but don't break. Like the last play against Cal, they're trying to run the ball out. We bring a pressure and bring a bunch of guys there to stop the run, and they rip up a 30-yard run because we don't have layers of defense.
And keep away from the 2nd and 4, 2nd and 3 type situations.
Yeah, that's ideally what you like to try to do is you tilt the chains your way, and it starts with 1st down, and you got to get ahead of the chains and hold them to 3 yards or less, and then get into a 2nd down and manual situation, win 2nd down, then you can do all kinds of fun stuff on 3rd down. And so that's going to continue to be the theme, and bringing a bunch of blitzes. Our study has shown that right now that's hurt us more than helped us.
Cal was the first game back for Reichner and Isaiah Dunn. How do you think those guys came back after being knocked out for a couple weeks, and how much did they make your defense better?
Yeah, well, Isaiah obviously had a chance already to play this year. It's been a while since Nevada, but at least he was able to get through all the fall camp and stuff like that, and he played a bunch of snaps for us. Jeremy was, still a little bit sore and everything like that, and you can certainly see that there was some rust on there. And so hopefully coming back for a second game, hopefully he can play, even better this week and knock some of that rust off.
Colorado stud receiver Chenault was out of that Washington game, but I mean his talent's pretty obvious on film. What have you kind of seen out of him? And when you have to game plan for a receiver that important, do you kind of keep your ear close to the grindstone and whether or not he will be going on game day?
Yeah, certainly I wish him well, but after we play him, and he's very talented. And the offense, when he's healthy, really runs through him. I mean, the number of catches and touches that he gets in the course of a game, they're feeding him in every way possible. He's the Wildcat quarterback when he's healthy, and they're snapping it to him. And so, he's going to get probably, 12 to 15 touches if he's healthy. And so, we are certainly trying to, get a beat on whether or not he's going to be healthy or not.
What's the thing about Montez? He's been pretty efficient, accurate over the course of this year. What is the key kind of showing you on film and a way of getting him out of rhythm and getting him in a spot where he's maybe a little bit off center?
Yeah, well, that's he's been a great quarterback for him. Was all conference honorable mention last year. They've done a good job of allowing him to get rid of the ball quickly. A lot of normal down and distance throws are not drop back passes. The ball comes out real quick. And so it's trying to get into some of those passing lanes, so he's got to hold on to a little bit longer and trying to win one-on-ones in our pass rush to be able to get some pressure on him.
Are there any freshmen that haven't played yet that have shown enough improvement that might see action in the last 5 games?
Well, with the new rule of the 4, the ability to play guys in 4 games it's still redshirt them. But I think most of the guys that are in that situation have already played in 1 game or 2 games, and they'll probably play out their 4 games from here on out.
So if a guy hasn't played it, he's probably not going to play it.
Yeah, unless there's some injuries or something like that would force us to play a guy.